What's going on, IG Live? This is your boy Just Nice here for episode 3 of Kicking It at the Crib with your boy. And today's guest, we have the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, 2J's Kicks, Jaysse Lopez. We are going to bring him in, start this interview off. Let this thing go right. You feel me? Episode 3. I've been getting JC. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you been?
How are you, sir? How
Chilling, man.
how's everything going with the family during these trying times, man?
Fortunately, everybody's good. We're just taking advantage of the fact that, we're all home and getting to interact with each other a little bit more than normal. You know what I mean? So it's obviously different, but it's
Hmm.
been a blessing in disguise for us.
Absolutely. Where you can, it's a bad time, but you actually get to be around your family more than normal. Especially guys like you who are just crazy busy. I can only imagine. And
Yeah, I mean, it's been different, but we're very thankful that we have our health first and foremost, and then we get these opportunities to interact with each other a little bit more. How about you? How's you and your fam? Everybody good?
oh man, everybody is good. Which is it's just I got to be more cautious than other people just because my immune system is compromised. In 2016, I had a kidney transplant, so my immune system is just completely different than any usual 35-year-old. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just got to be extra cautious. But yeah, everyone's good. Wife, family, everybody's good. I can't complain. God is good, man. Regardless of the times we're going through, everybody's
No,
good.
that's great to hear, bro.
Absolutely. I see those beautiful boxes behind you.
Yeah, Krib, I'm not a brand ambassador for them or anything, but we have had a lot of opportunities to work with them, and we sell their product at our shops. And they were very kind to, one day they hit me up and they were like, "Yo, Jay, how many pairs do you have? We'd like to gift you some." And when I told them, like when they first made that offer, they were like, I think my collection was around 200 pairs. By
Mhm.
the time they finally got around to throwing pairs, we were at like 14, 1500. They threw us like 500 boxes, bro.
Sheesh, that's
So,
dope as hell.
these boxes, they're great. I think the biggest difference between these and the ones that you see at Container Store is that they have magnetic clips and
Hmm.
they hold a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
like I wanted to get crepe ones, but see, the thing with me it sucks is I wear a size 15. So like
yeah,
it
they
even
don't,
it even says on the Container Store ones that they can't fit, but I
yeah,
finagled, I finagled a few on how to get them in there. So they're in
right.
there at size 15. So I'm cool with them. I don't want to try something else and it don't work. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So all right, we're gonna get right into this little interview, man. Couple of I got one that I think's probably gonna stomp you. I don't know, cause only time I see you with Monster is the green one, the basic. But we'll
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
I keep it simple, bro. I drink the regular one, and I like the iced tea one. But I'm a creature of repetition, so you'll
Word,
see me always with a Coke can or a Monster, and that's about it.
word. All right. How long have you been reselling, Jay?
Um, well, through Urban Necessities, it's been about 6 years, but I want to say about 7.5, almost 8 years was
Damn.
really when we kind of tried to like give this a go and see if it could work.
Yeah, I don't know. They're asking why you're here because you're definitely extra blurry. I don't know what's going on with it.
I'm blurry.
Yeah, extra blurry.
You want me to cut out and maybe come back in and see if that helps it?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right.
I'm gonna try to fix this for you guys. Sorry about that. Hopefully something fixes up, man. Yeah, because he was definitely extra blurry, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully. Yeah, right. Sound is definitely good. Yeah, and I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, I have two face tattoos, a cross and on my left side, and my mother's name on my right side. All right, let me see if I can find. JC, try to send a request through to go live because it's not showing me your name in the. Oh, there it is. Hold on. All right, let's try getting back in here. On his way back in here. All right, Jay, I got it.
Yo,
All right, there. Yeah, it's a little less
is it
blurry.
better?
Yeah, definitely better than what it was. Yep.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're gonna go right into number two. Was what made you start reselling kicks?
Um, well, man, I've worked retail a really long time, and I kind of got out of pocket, lost a job, and I had been applying to jobs all throughout the city here in Vegas. And, like most people, I was either underqualified or overqualified for the jobs that I was applying for. And, I was like, well, let me give this sneaker thing a try till we find another job. And, I want to say the first 3, 4 months that I was reselling, I was still applying for jobs. They just, I would never get a call back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So now it's just been, it's been sneakers since day one, bro.
word. I mean, I know personally, I done did research on you. I know, but I know there's people out there that don't know.
Right.
So that's
No,
why I'm.
it's new to
Yeah,
everybody. I don't mind telling the story. There's a
absolutely.
couple people saying that it's still blurry.
Yeah, but it's all good. We got good. As long as they can hear you, they know that
Right,
you're
right.
there. It's all good, man. We ain't gonna keep playing with it.
All right.
Um, did anyone in particular inspire you to start reselling?
I mean, not, I don't want to say like to start reselling, but along the journey, there's always been people that like, as I found out about them and their movement and their brands, that I was like, damn, man, they're doing it right. Like this person is making me want to go harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the people I look up to and I talk about it all the time is Dre, Croatian style. Um, Chris, Retro Shop from Paris. Like he was one of the first dudes I found on Facebook that was grabbing all the shoes that I'm like, damn, man, I didn't even know this existed. And his consistency's always been crazy. So like those are two people that stick out a lot. The guys from Kicks Crew, um, they always moved big numbers and had everything. So like those were probably the three that I like always had to check in to see what they were doing.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up. I gotta look into a couple of them. I don't know about a couple of them. I gotta look into that. Um, is it just business for you, or would you say it's also a passion?
I think it's a passion before it's a business.
Absolutely.
Um, for me, like obviously, I did lose my job. Yeah, I needed to find a way to generate income, but I didn't go to. There was tons of other things I could have done where I made more money than sneakers, bro. You know what I mean? As
Absolutely.
far as
Yep.
the margins, like the
Mm-hmm.
format of selling is selling. I could sell anything. You know what I'm saying? But like I've always enjoyed sneakers. I've always appreciated um like the ability to be able to like vocalize without saying anything, but still laying out a message with whether it's clothing. I've always been in a fashion sneaker, so for me, this like it. I've always cared about the culture more than the dollar, even though a lot of people might look at it different. with me.
It,
But I get it.
that's
Not everything is for everybody, and not everybody's gonna understand.
Yeah, you know how it goes though. A person who has heavy passion into the sneakers, and then you do it on a scale that you're doing it. There's always going to be somebody who always got something negative or stupid to say, and that's just it. Just comes with it.
Yeah, bro.
What's your one favorite sneaker and why?
I mean, I think there's two. It's the Black Cement 3 and then the Air Max 1. That uni red. That Black Cement 3, like when I was growing up in Amboy, Jersey, like I had a neighbor who passed away, but like to me, I'm not gonna lie, I idolized the kid because he was like really good at every sport that he played. He had all the cool J's, you know what I'm saying? Had all the new CDs when they came out. And when I was growing up, like I fall under that stereotype. Like I got that one shoe a year. I didn't get to buy CDs and mixtapes. My parents didn't do that. Like
Yep.
I couldn't play rap when I was real young. I couldn't play rap in my crib. Like we'd be in the car, CD or tape, put the tape in, Mob Deep come on, my mother hitting the jack, and I'm like we sitting there fighting the whole time like this, and
Yeah.
so this kid like to me was really like the first like my first like opportunity to see fashion, to interact with culture. And he had these shoes that he just made look Mac like, you know what I mean? Like I don't mean
Yeah.
to sound like a
Absolutely.
weirdo,
Nah.
but that Black Cement 3 did it for me.
Yeah. I feel you.
And Air Maxes, like I've always been a short dude. I like low tops, and Air Maxes are more comfy than Air Forces. And not everybody goes to an Air Max right off the bat. Like
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, pretty much that explains almost everything with me. Like even sports, like everybody in the tri-state area roots for the Yankees. I'm a Mets fan, bro. I don't really necessarily need that main attraction kind of thing.
hmm That's what they say. Like for me, like my favorite shoe. A lot of people are like, why is that your favorite shoe? Like a Taxi 12 is my favorite shoe. Not just like I remember my uncle Dwight wearing them playing basketball, and he looked so dope on his feet while he was playing ball. And then that year, that Michael Jordan commercial came out for the Taxi 12s, and then my uncle, I'm like literally, I had one pair of shoes, the sole was coming off. My uncle called me and was like, yo, you can come get these taxis if you want. I literally hopped on my bike from my aunt's crib with no shoes on, socks. Went down to my aunt and uncle's crib, threw them shits on. They was beat up and everything, and I loved them. Those are the only time I own them. I still, to this day, haven't owned a pair of Taxi 12s
No,
again. But
that's a
I'm more
legendary shoe, bro.
love them,
That's
man. I love them. I love them so much. It's insane. Um, what's the most you paid for one pair of sneakers for yourself?
for the personal.
For the personal, not yet. Definitely for the personal.
Man, like 9-10 grand. And
What shoe was that?
a shoe that I like at the time I didn't overpay for, but at the end of the day, like it winded up being a bad look. Look, man, I know people get caught up in the numbers and be like, yo, that's crazy. I can't justify this and that. There ain't no way.
It's your money.
Um,
It's your money.
but I work really hard to be able to make big numbers not feel like big numbers. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And excuse me, when I got into the opportunity to be able to do for others and for myself, like one of the mottos that me and my wife have with me and my family is there's not going to be anything that anyone around me that's part of the team or the family is going to say, yo, I wish I could have that, and doesn't get it. Like we're going to work together to get whatever it is that we want, right? Like the first day we opened the store, I asked Joni and C's to write down a list of 5 things they wanted within 5 years, right? So, and we knocked everything on everyone's list off that list. So, 9 grand's a lot of money, but again, we worked really hard. But that shoe's now worth like $1,500, and
It's only worth 1,500 now.
Yeah, like 1,500, 1,600 now. Market dipped crazy on it,
Wow.
But I was the first one with it, and that's normally how it plays out. And you know, like uh, for me, it's kind of helps with the folklore of what 2J's and Urban Necessities has been, right?
Dope, dope as hell. That's crazy. I mean, but it was the shoe you wanted at the time, and you was the first one to have it. A lot of people can't say that, man. What's your top three favorite sneaker shows to go to?
Sneaker shows.
Yeah, sneaker events.
Um, you know, I enjoy going to SneakerCon. And it was it's been a lot of years going, interacting, understanding, sacrificing, and Alan and those guys have treated me like, once we got on the same page, they've treated me like family, bro, and like I'll keep going as long as they allow me to. Anywhere, whenever, like and even when I get reached out to by other shows, I'm like, yo, I'm always down as long as it doesn't coincide with SneakerCon. So my loyalty
Yep.
is to them because they've built a great product, and once you show your worth or your dedication to the culture, they're gonna take the steps for you to be able to do something different or grow, right? There's Sneaker Travelers was another good event. Little homie I met at SneakerCon. His kid is the one that's always walking around with the potato chip bags and the Snicker bars and stuff. I don't know if you,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So it went from that, like, and then cracking jokes with his kid to he's consigning with us, and now he's letting me make $1 with him, so I got to go make $1 with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's tons of good shows, bro. Like every show, no matter how big or small, is gonna have something that's different.
Hmm.
And my curiosity is still there, and I still enjoy the culture to the point where, like, I don't care if your show only gets 1,000 people to walk in, or if your show gets 15,000 people to walk in. What I care about is the culture being painted in a positive light. And if the answer is yes, then fuck it, I'm down. Let's go.
That's what's up. Like I said, like we met at the DC show, and when I was asking you about our event, you show love. You was just like, as long as it doesn't coincide with SneakerCon and shit like that, and hopefully one day we can get that
Yeah,
done,
I
man.
mean, I think we all got to get back to, like, whatever this new routine of normal is, and then really see where the dust settles and what people's engagement is going to be with interacting with each other. I think it's going to be really weird when they say, okay,
Yeah,
back to normal, even though normal is no longer normal. And
absolutely.
hopefully, I mean, I think there's always going to be room. Um, and we'll see, bro. But like I told you before, I'm down to go as long as it's not something that coincides with. I mean, you're from Jersey, I'm from Jersey, bro. Like, how do I not support?
Or definitely appreciate it, man. Just hopefully, we all get through this in one
I
piece, and
think we will.
hopefully, yeah,
Look, I understand that for some it's going to feel unsurmountable. Like the things that are being asked, the sacrifices that have to be made right now. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there that weren't in a position to legit be locked down for a month with no money coming in. But you got to, the people that got to look around their house and see what they could sell to generate $1 to put some food on the plate. Those are the
absolutely.
people that got to look at taking their credit a little bit more serious, right? Because if you were in a position and you had credit, like, and I'm talking for the hood, because I know a lot of
Right
people in
now,
Amboy right now are struggling. And most of the people in Amboy ain't got no credit, no nothing. If they would have took that a little bit more serious, you could have put some things on the credit card and then said,
absolutely.
yo, like, I need what do you call that shit, forgiveness or whatever, so you could get your shit pushed back for a couple of months. And like, it pains me, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, I want to help people, but at the same time, if I help one, I gotta help a million. And if I don't help a million, then there's another million that are gonna complain at the fact that I ain't helped 2 million
You know how
people.
it
You know what I
goes.
mean?
You already know
So,
how it goes.
but I'm just thankful that we've been able to build something that, even though this shit could, like, essentially put everyone out of business, we've been able to do enough that I don't care how long this shuts us down for. When we get back up, we'll be all right.
And
You know what
that's
I
what's
mean?
up. That's like the best thing I ever did was what my wife put into my head when we first got together was, listen, you got to get that credit together, and
Boy.
me getting that credit together helped so
Nah,
much.
it's crazy, bro. Like even when I started my brand, like I've always grown up like every other Hispanic or minority. Like I mean, it doesn't even matter your race. Most of us back in the day were raised, if you don't got the money in your pocket, you can't spend it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't have it in cash, I wasn't trying to buy it. And then when I was a kid, like from the hood, like everything was a scheme or a scam or like trying to get over and this and that. And like I had to like unlearn all of that. So
Yeah.
then when I got this business, the first 3 years, like everything I'm doing is like cash deals, right? And like, yo, cash deals, no matter how deep my pockets are, I'm not gonna be able to compete with big businesses. Like I had to like build my credit and learn. And then like I talked to a couple of resellers that were consigning with me, getting fat checks. And I'm like, yo, how you getting all this bread? Like, what are you doing that I'm not doing? And then like the lights cut on, like I'm using my credit card and this credit card and that credit card. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my wallet and I got 13 credit cards that are collecting dust. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm
Mm-hmm.
afraid, like because I'm supposed to, if I don't got it cash, I can't. So then I started using my credit and building my credit up, and like, you know, like the lines now, like my credit is just as good as my name on the street.
It's
Like there's
crazy.
not nothing I can't put on credit that I can't buy off credit. And I'm also putting money in my pocket and still like it's a whole way. I don't know, man. I wish we gotta undo a lot of like
Yep.
stereotypical stuff, and it
Just
falls on
growing up.
us.
Growing up, it's like you don't the credit ain't even in your mind. Like, nah,
Right.
credit,
You're
and
not supposed to have credit.
it's one of the best things to have, especially in times like this. Thank God
Oh,
I
bro.
haven't had to use any of my cards at the moment, but it's like just knowing that you have that pillow. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
It's good, man. And people from where we come from have to learn that it's credit is one thing that is needed. You never know when you're gonna need it, and especially when you're a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know anyone that's rich who doesn't have a bank account or doesn't have good credit. It's just
Right.
what it is.
I mean, and the ones that are rich but don't got credit, that shit is short lived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, like we used to be able to spend, you know, whatever the number was at these events, but like imagine being able to buy sneakers with that credit. You get somebody send you an invoice, you could put 6 figures worth of shoes on an invoice, and you know your business is gonna move it,
Yep.
and you could pay it off before the monthly is actually due. Like, how do you not do that?
And then hit the
How do you not
plus,
take them points?
and
Like,
then
look at
that plus go up on that credit. Yeah,
right, and
man.
then like look at last year. Like, bro, I was on 125 flights last year. You think I could afford to fly like that? Like, nah, bro, that was a lot of points that were used throughout the
Yeah.
whole year. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of benefits that no one is gonna tell you.
Yep.
And that's what kills me about the sneaker game. And that's why I think a lot of my content, like late last year and the beginning of this year, like I kind of switched it. I was like, yo, I'm done with showing you buying all these shoes and spending all these bags on shoes. Like now I want to show you what, like I want to show you the back end as to how. I want to show you why you should be doing it. I want to show you how you like you got to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of other influencers right now, like Ginger the Plug is doing that too, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fun time in sneakers. It's a weird time in sneakers, but I think that the influencers that are getting shine right now are the ones that are going about it in a different way. It's not no more like, yo, look at this, yo, look at that, look at that. No one
Nah,
cares, bro. You can look on any Instagram channel and see that.
absolutely. How do you feel about there being no sports at the moment?
It sucks, bro. Like, I mean, for me, like, look, no NFL draft in Vegas. That was supposed to be like
Oh, that was. Oh shit.
for us, March through like September. Every single one of those months outdoes Christmas for us, right?
Uh-huh.
That was supposed to bring like 250,000 people to Vegas,
Whew.
you know, and to not have that, to not have those athletes come in, like it sucks. To not be able to watch playoff basketball or the start of spring training, because I got a lot of homies that are in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like to not be able to root for them, support it. It's, I mean, I've been watching replays of shit. I've been putting 2K on computer against computer, like to Madden computer against computer, just to kind of get like the sense of like I'm watching something, bro.
Oh
Because it's
man,
sports and sneakers are my life.
I can dig it, man. What's the craziest situation you've ever been involved in that had to do with sneakers?
Uh, so many, man. I mean, I've been robbed at gunpoint. You know, I had a
Mm-hmm.
gun pointed at me. You know, car barricaded in. I never talked about it on social, but like that. But you know, and then gun on wifey. I'm grabbing a gun, turning it around, looking over, and seeing a gun on your wife's chest. Like that changes the way you look at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Tell me about it.
that's the negative. But it was a learning lesson, and I've had the opportunity, the like life changing side, like being able to do stuff for the family, being able to take them on vacations, or you know, being able to look at your parents and know that you're in the store and they just because they looked at something and they had that like, and you know, before you couldn't, but now you're like, yo, go ahead, get
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want. Um, Being able to talk at my daughter's school in front of her. Like, there's just been so many moments, bro. Like,
Yeah,
speaking
that's
at UNC, like, I got to speak I speak at the University of North Carolina every year. I grew up a North Carolina fan, but I'm too stupid to go to North Carolina, like, as a student.
yeah.
But I guess I got
You
enough
ain't too
game to
stupid. You
give
definitely ain't too
to
stupid,
teach it.
bro.
So, you know, like, I could go on and on and on. You know, I'm a bit of a storyteller, so I've had a lot of, like, having that store in New York, even though it was a pop-up, like when I was a kid, I used to take the train from Amboy, tell my mother I was going to go play basketball, but in reality, I was hanging out in Soho and Canal Street all day and walking by a store that I used to look at and be like, damn, this is the start of Soho, and see the sign right there, and then come back and I got a store there. Like,
Crazy,
that's
man.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that I look up to as rappers, athletes, celebrities, whoever. And then next thing you know, you turn around and they standing in your store, like staring at you, like you some sort of mythical creature, like you know, like. But
Like I
yet
said, man, you
you the
see a
one
lot.
geeking out because they in your store. Like it's, I mean, bro, I've lived a very fortunate life, man.
You see one of the people I look up to, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
When I told you, man, when we talk, like this ain't just for talk. Like I look up
No,
to
no,
you,
no, I
bro.
know, bro.
Real
It
rap.
means a lot, man. It really does, bro.
When I got that joint signed, that joint went right in the case. It ain't coming out.
Yeah, that's when we had like a little bit of a run. My boy Scruff had like a run of just like every city we went, he was like picking statues and shit and putting my face on it.
That's fire, bro. That one is fire, bro. It's like I got my with my convention logo and the when they did the Travis Scott Jones.
Right.
I just bought one just to put it in the case, the Travis Scott T-shirt, custom T-shirt.
Nah, that's dope, bro.
All right, let's get back to it. Got a little excited. My fault.
Nah, you good. You good, B.
All right. Would you travel to another country to cop an exclusive pair of kicks?
Yeah, I've done it now. I've done it. I've done it a gang of times.
I'm sure. Shit.
I mean, I was in Colombia right before the lockdown, like the week before the lockdown. I bought like 80 pairs of Yeezys in Colombia.
I
I
seen
walked
that,
into a store and they had 80 pairs. What was I supposed to do?
man.
I wasn't even planning on buying shoes. They kind of forced my hand.
80 at retail?
80 at retail. It ended
That's
up being like
crazy.
$4 more than here. How you not supposed to do that? Then the
Yeah.
shipping, whatever, an average shoe, I'm making 60 to 100 bucks on it.
Can't beat it. What the hell? What advice can you give the young resellers coming up?
Um, I can't. The
Just to say
biggest
one
thing
thing.
is
One
the
thing, like
biggest
just that.
thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good. I said just one thing. Like, what is one good piece of advice you can give them?
Don't allow your excuses as to why it shouldn't work be the reason why you don't start.
Mm.
I think the biggest problem that I had as a person growing up, like, look, I've been good at everything that I've touched. I don't mean to sound like like big headed or whatever. Like, you know, when I worked at certain retailers, I wound up being #1 sales rep, like top 3 percentile in sales at certain companies. Like, went from being like the guy that unloaded trucks to the guy that was assistant plant manager. Like, I've always figured out a way to crack the system to make it work for me, right? And at the same time, anytime I didn't get something to go my way or I had a hardship, I always focused on the excuse. So when I lost everything and I replayed every single scenario in my life that was like a make or break or could have gone left or right, and I didn't get the result that I wanted, I had a couple of things in common in every single scenario. And that was, one, my attitude, right? And two, my behavior towards, like, my, well, really it's the same thing, the attitude and my behavior towards others,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I realized that, and I said, damn, it's my shitty ass attitude that's making it where nobody wants to work with me. Damn, it's my shitty ass attitude and my excuses that aren't giving me the opportunity to move up. I told myself right there on that spot when I caught that, when I was outside starving, like, yo, if I ever get another opportunity, I'm not gonna put me before someone else. I'm gonna allow this person, I'm gonna treat this person with respect. I'm gonna treat this person the way that I would like to be treated. And, you know, um, that right there has really helped me grow, bro. Like, you can't tell me, like, you look at, I haven't, honestly, I don't feel like I've done anything. Like, yeah, I've been able to make my light, like, the lights are a little bit brighter, the car drives a little bit smoother, you know what I'm saying? Like, the bags might be a little bit fancier, but I don't think I've really done anything in life, like, up until this point. Like, yeah, I got some people paying attention, but I haven't really gotten the opportunities that I feel I need to have. And I'm not going to stop until I get those. But at the same time, every accolade that I've achieved at some point felt like something that I would never have, right? And it was just repetition and ignoring the reasons why I shouldn't be able to do something or have something.
Mm.
You can't tell me I can't have something or I can't do something, because I'm going to crack my skull against that wall until I do it, or until I show you that I can. And then once I do it, I need to show you that it's like second nature to me.
Yes.
So I'm going to keep beating it down your throat till like you tell me to stop or you don't want to see it no more.
Fact.
And that's really how I've treated this entire business. You know, like, if that's really how we've done everything,
if it's
bro.
any young resellers listening right now, if you didn't listen to anything, listen to what he just said. It kills me. I don't say nothing, but I see a lot of these young kids that are resellers that are doing great with what they're doing, but then they treat people like garbage. I see it, and it's like, that's not going to end well. You can't treat people any certain way. You have to.
I mean, you can't force people, right? And, you know, like, that's the behavior mentality of somebody ain't never had nothing, bro.
Mm.
Look at your son. Go back 20 years ago. Go back 15 years ago. You can't tell me your behavior 15 years ago is the same as right now.
Hell
Life's
no.
hardened you. Life's changed you. Life has made you look at things a little bit more different. You're now, before an action, you're thinking about, what the consequence or the reaction is to that moment. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, bro, you said something crazy to me. I don't care where it was, how much taller, smaller, bigger, shorter, younger, older. I was coming at your neck. Now it's like, it hardly gets a reaction out of me.
What? 15
Every
years
once
ago?
in a while, like, I gotta, like, jab back in the comment section, but
Yeah.
it just takes time, bro. So, like, when I see that youngster, that reseller, that, like, Malik is a good example. The little homie, like, he came out super humble, blew up a little bit, started getting a little bit of clout, and then, like, you couldn't say shit to him, and then, like, some things happen, you know what I mean? And then he comes back and he's like, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, you got to go down that path that not everybody takes, because you got to get thumped in the head harder than, you know what I mean? So
What? At
it,
20, I was humbled early. 17 through 20, I thought I was the most gangster dude in the world. You couldn't tell me nothing. What humbled me? Renal failure. Now you got to go on dialysis. Oh, I'm not Superman. Oh, shit. 8 years of that, I turned into a completely different person. Completely, because I was one of. Don't get it twisted. I still have a bad attitude where I know I got to check myself, but it was terrible,
the
man.
defense mechanism, bro. You can't beat yourself up over it. You just gotta, if it lapses, you just gotta do right by it and correct it when you have that moment. You're human, bro.
Absolutely, appreciate that, man. What's your biggest long-term goal?
Uh, I don't know, bro. Um, with UN, I want to turn it into a $500 million. I want to get a 500 million. I want to be able to say that I generated 500 million in sales. Obviously this year I'm taking a fat lump like every other business, but I think at the end of the day, like that and hopefully being a good enough example for my daughter to want to follow in my footsteps and make sure that UN keeps going once like the fire ain't there for me or I don't have the energy. I'm getting older, bro. As you can see, the grays are coming in crazy. So
Listen, man, you got $1 billion business backing you up, bro. When all this, your shit's, I can't. This shit's gonna be everywhere. I already know it is. I already know it is.
I'd like
Um,
to believe that, man. And I see more positive than negative. Hopefully the community understands and respects and treats this with the support that we're going to need when the doors open back up, because it's not just me, it's everybody's going to need it, bro. Like
yeah,
it's not going to, like, reality of it is bro, it don't matter how good your story is, this or this and that. If the product ain't right, if the prices ain't right, they don't matter, bro. None of that matters. You know what I mean?
true. How what's the sneaker scene in Colombia like?
It's very infantile. There's like, think about like when you first got into sneakers and you started buying sneakers and you were just like buying whatever and everything and colors that you liked and shoes that just, it said Jordan, so you bought it because it's a Jordan, but it's not really a Jordan.
Every
Like
week.
it's kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time, you have a group of individuals that are doing a really good job of building brand awareness out there, that have the attention of the big brands like Adidas and Nike, and they're getting collaborations and they're getting product allocated and seeded to stores. So, I think the Latin American sneaker departments for these brands
Hmm.
are starting to finally get through to the corporations and getting stuff allocated. Like that was probably one of the nicest build outs that I've seen for a sneaker event
Nice.
anywhere in the world.
I mean, just seeing it in the video, it looked this. They put a lot of
Yo, there
work
was a
into
lot of
that.
money spent there,
They put,
bro.
I
There
was about to say,
was a
put a lot of
lot of
work
money
into
spent
that.
there.
They put a lot of
So
work
I
into
think
that.
they're in good hands. That culture is going to grow. There's going to be stores that are opening there. Like I'd go again.
Hopefully, I would like to try to go to one. My wife is 100% Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican, so she can take me over there and we can finagle. She can be my translator. You know what I mean? um. All right. This is where we go into the speed questions. Now, if you could only have one, listen. There's no Green Monster. Green Monster's gone. These are the only two monsters left, right? And you can only choose from these two monsters: Assault Red Monster or Chaos Orange Monster. Which one would you just take?
I'd pass, bro.
For real, you're not even gonna drink it. Man, that's loyalty to that green. Nike or Adidas?
I mean, I got to go with Nike only because that's what I started with.
Yeezy or Jordan?
Yeezy.
Colombian food or Mexican food?
Ah, man, I'm obsessed with people. I'm gonna go with the Mexicans, bro, because I eat a lot of fucking tacos, dog.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Nas.
Cash or clout?
Cash.
Sneakers or clothes? Now this is why I had to say this to Merritt too. So it's like this: what you have right now, currently in your closet, your sneakers that you have, your clothes that you have. If you can only buy one for the rest of your life, would it be sneakers or clothes?
Would you get the other one for free? Because if you're not, then it's gonna be kind of difficult. And
No,
then if you are you being restricted to GRs and stuff from like Urban Outfitters,
no, no,
or
no.
can you get
Any
stuff
type
from
of
wherever?
clothes, any type of clothes, or any type of sneakers or clothes for the rest of your life. Is you can only buy one. What would it be? Drip or kicks?
I think it'd have to be clothes, bro. Because I can make any shoe look good.
I can dig it, OG. Vegas or New York? No, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch that. Vegas or New Jersey?
I'm gonna upset a lot of people, bro, but I'm gonna go with Vegas because my people in Jersey, y'all really like my hood. Y'all still talking about the same shit we was talking about when we was kids.
Crazy.
And
Tell me about it.
my hood don't want to. They don't want to see people like me have nice things, bro. And in Vegas, it's like no matter what time of day or night it is, I could always find something to eat. And in Vegas, it doesn't matter how flashy or non-flashy, people won't even bat an eye.
It does seem like over here, it seems like everybody wants to see you doing good, but never better than them, which is terrible. It's terrible. It's a terrible mindset, but I feel like I'm stuck in it too, man. But you know, it is what it is. Uh,
Cost of living's a lot less too. So my dollar store, I could drive a Bentley in Vegas. I can't drive a Bentley in Jersey.
Dunks or retro ones?
Dunks.
I seen this is what made me go crazy over this show, and they're like nothing right now, but it's still one of my favorite ones. The patent leather, um, I got them up there. The Chicago to UNC, the patent leather ones.
Okay.
So I seen you have them on before they dropped. You had them
Sneaker
on at
games.
sneaker games, and I seen the video. I'm like, yo, them shits is fire. When I seen the video, had to have them. But let's get back into it. So you said retro ones or dunks?
Dunks.
A cruise or destination stay?
Destination, bro.
Last question. Change something in your past or see what your future is. You have to choose one.
Run that back. What was the question?
Change something in your past or see your future, like how it all ends up. You have to choose one.
I'd have to see my future, bro. Cause like if I changed anything in my past, we're not here, and there's no UN.
Could mess up everything now. All right, man. I appreciate you for coming through. One of my favorite sneaker influencers, 2J's. Appreciate you. Everybody watching, make sure you go follow 2J's. And please, during this pandemic, make sure you are washing your hands, wearing your mask, trying to stay in as much as possible. We need to get through this together, and let's do it smart and positively. We appreciate everybody for watching. Peace. 2J's. Thank
Yo,
you,
my
bro.
God, much love, bro. I genuinely appreciate your time, and just piggybacking off what you say. Saying, man, make sure you guys are staying healthy, staying inside. Take this shit serious. This stuff is starting to hit people's homes.